Hi, my name is Anastasia, and I'm a history teacher at the Beekman School. This final video of our Pop Culture Meets History series is going to look at how Disney films can actually better our understanding of the history that we study in school. What you might not know is that one of the most popular Disney films, Cinderella, actually originated as a Chinese folktale. If we look at Cinderella, we see a young woman who has to deal with the death of her father, the stepmother who prefers her own children to her, makes her clean up the house, treats her very poorly. And eventually she has the missing slipper that the prince is looking for, and she marries her prince and has her fairy tale ending. What you don't know is that this obsession with finding the woman with the right size foot to fit the shoe actually comes back to a social standard that was very prevalent in the Ming and Qing dynasties. And that would be connected to the practice of foot binding. So in the Chinese folktale, you have a young woman, just like Cinderella, who, again, is dealing with a stepmother that just doesn't treat her well, and two stepsisters who are also pretty mean to her. But what you see is that when the prince comes to town and he's looking for the woman who fits the shoe, the stepsisters, just like the Disney film, both try on the shoe. But in the folktale, they're encouraged by their mother to cut off their toes and cut off their heels just to fit into the shoe. And then the prince sees them. They fit at first. When he looks down, he sees the blood and realizes that they're not really the princess he's been looking for. But Cinderella has those small feet. She doesn't have to do anything to fit into the shoe, and therefore she gets to marry the prince. Now, how this helps us is that during these two dynasties, this practice of foot binding was not romantic. It was brutal. But it was how a young woman in China got married, right? By having feet that were broken to be about 3 inches, that was how she got married. That was her ticket. Because a sign of wealth in that time period was having a woman who didn't have to work, who didn't have to move around the house, right? It was a sign of wealth to have a woman that literally needed to be carried from room to room because her feet were so small and so broken. So although we've enjoyed the music of Cinderella and the animation of it, and it's a classic and it brings us back to our childhood, it also is a way into understanding our world history studies. So again, I hope you can look at other Disney films, see the years that they were created, and see the history that's behind them. Thanks for watching.